Well, you bring up an interesting point. I mean, I think one of the reasons we're making films now in a sooner time span than we did before is because we have access to the information. I'm IMing with my brother and other soldiers. I'm learning about the war firsthand. I'm not waiting for letters. I'm not waiting for books to come out. They're cutting rock videos with the footage that they're shooting. So I'm actually seeing exactly what's going on. So there's a much quicker turnover. In terms of the end of the war being here, I mean, kind of the great thing about my movie, I think, is it really follows the soldiers and their desires, right? Well, you get in there why they signed up, to defend their home, their country, and their family. That's not going to change. You get in there the fact that really it's about camaraderie, about protecting the soldier to your left, the soldier to your right, bringing them home safe, and the challenges of urban combat, and coming home and getting stop-loss and having the chance to get out taken away from you. So no matter how long the war drags on, that's never going to change. The idea that he tries to look for a way out and there isn't one, I mean, that's very emblematic of what's happening now. It may be that in the future we stop relying on stop-loss. There is no end in sight at the moment. There's 100,000 plus soldiers. So I don't feel like the fundamental truth of stop-loss, the movie, will be altered at all by the course of events changing, because this course of events was very mythical to me. It was the great patriots signing up, doing their job, coming home, and being told that they have to suddenly go back into war is just a shock to them. It gives them a sense of betrayal. That's not going to change. So that's really where I was drawing from. Once I heard that story, I was like, wow, that's a very mythic story that you would recycle them. It's different than any other war we've ever had. We've never done this to our soldiers. It's also a volunteer army, which is different than many of the prior armies. So it's a volunteer army that we're now making not volunteer in the middle of them being over their own war. So I don't think that the meaning will change. And in terms of how we'll look back on it, I mean, I'd be thrilled, which I think you're finding if you look at, I went to 24 cities, screened the movie. I have a website, stoplossmovie.com/soundoff. We gave cameras to soldiers and their families. They post their videos, they make comments, I make comments. And what you get over and over is the soldiers saying, thank you for getting it right. The family saying, thank you for taking the time to enlighten everybody about our story, and we're now making political changes with me going to Congress. And then you have a whole group of people who has nothing to do with the military that's saying, oh my God, I didn't know that this was happening. So I hope that when you look back, you say, wow, that movie, because it was emotionally truthful and entertaining, it brought people inside of the soldiers' welfare and what was going on, and it awakened people. And in that way, making it later on would never have the impact that it's having now, because it's responding to what's going on in our culture. And I think it's about, I mean, look, I'm very excited. I'm very optimistic by the times. I feel like people are waking up, and I feel like people are admitting that we're all involved, whether it's global warming, whether it's the war, healthcare. We're all saying, oh my God, this is our country, and we have to do something about it.